Hey guys, Jim and Steel here. This week bringing you a Dragon Link deck profile. My personal choice for the best deck in the format, especially combo wise. Plays through pretty much any hand trap and sounding great on board with a Buster Lock. You can rip a card out of your hand too. Alright, so let's get right into the profile. We'll start off with our 3-O's. Running Triple Tracer, Triple Safer, Triple Nocto. Tracer and Safer are two of our best normal summons. They both do separate things. Tracer doesn't really extend too far on its own. However, it lets you go right into your rocket plays no matter what. You don't really need a searcher with Tracer because you already have your rocket plays. As long as you have an extender, you can do your full combo. Safer is its own searcher, letting you get any level 4 out of the deck after you normal summon it, or if you get it on the board through a special summon. Nocto being your best extender, along with being able to chain block 1 or 2 activations depending on how you use it. It lets you go through pretty much anything without getting your Romulus or your Striker Dragon just bombarded with ashes or gammons. Next, we're going to go into our 2-ofs. They're both power 2-ofs. Got 2 Rocket Recharger and 2 Black Metal Dragons. Rocket Recharger, you want to have 2 just for reusability and to have access to it in later turns. Black Metal goes into Red Eyes Darkness Metal pretty easily. Great searcher for it. It's also a good normal summon in the deck. Not as good as the other 2, which is why I'm only running 2 of it. Next, into our superpower 1-ofs, we got Buster Dragon, Destruction Sword himself. Great for the Buster Lock. Pretty much just a generally good card. You can use it as your normal summon if it's already in your hand. Typically, you can't really do a Union Carry combo with it if it's already there. Levineer, another really powerful 1-of. Lets you go off, rip a card out of hand, special one back from grave, pop 2 cards. Card does it all for the deck, especially being able to banish lights and darks. Your whole deck's pretty much lights and darks. It's a great card. Next we got Brotar, a searcher in the deck. Great card. Pitching a card to get a Dark Dragon is amazing. Sometimes you can even get like a light or... yeah, pretty much you can just get a Dark Dragon. Occasionally you'll grab a Light Dragon if you have Wire Buster, but other than that, great searcher. Speaking of White Dragon, Wire Buster, we got him and his cousin Black Dragon Collapse Different. They go great together, being able to search each other off of a special summon. They're great extenders for the deck. Cards that don't see as much play but are still equally amazing are Red and White Rose Dragon. Red Rose Dragon is a card that will see a lot of play. White Rose Dragon, you'll very rarely actually get out. You're going into Red Rose and then White Rose only if you think your opponent has no Nibiru for the White Rose. Because otherwise you're denying yourself really any kind of interaction at 5th or 6th summon, instead going straight into an extender play. One of our last power 1-ofs, we got Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, the card you're getting off of your Black Metal Dragon. Great extender, summoning from grave or hand, which doesn't come up a lot, but it does come up, and it lets you go through a lot. Your Phalanx comes off of your Draconian Divine Lance, and your Rocket Synchron, which you're using for turn 2 and 3 plays to grab back stuff from your grave, along with being a tuner that you can grab off of your Hulk if you need it. Being a rocket name. And then finally, for wrapping up the monsters, we got our 5 hand traps, 3 Nibs, 2 Ash. You can switch this ratio around depending on your meta. I've got a lot of combo players, so I play Nibs and then only 2 Ash. If you got more control decks, you're gonna run 3 Ash, 2 Nib, or no Nib, and just have like Imperms. Imperm not great right now though, so I like Nib. And then for our spells, we got triple Chaos Space, triple World Legacy Guard Dragon, and triple Quick Launch. Chaos Space gets you started with a lot of things, letting you search out a lot of cards from your deck. Guard Dragon is a double extender, not only allowing you to special from grave, but also moving. Especially with your Guard Dragons, it can be super important. Never underestimate this card. It should always be running at 3. Never let anyone tell you different. Same with Quick Launch. Lets you grab your Tracer out of deck, or your Rocket Synchron, or your Rocket Recharger, whatever you need. If you already have your Tracer, you can't use it, say it gets ashed or something, you can just Quick Launch into your Recharger, and it's perfect. For the last spells in the main deck, we got a Reborn, a Boot Sector Launch, and a Draconian Divine Lance. Monster Reborn, self-explanatory, great extender for the deck. You can't really run World Legacy Succession as much. A lot of times you're specialing to non-link monster zones, so you're relegated to the one Reborn, but it's still a great card. Boot Sector Launch, amazing in Rockets. It lets you go past turn 1, past turn 2 even. As long as this card's on the field, you can get 2 monsters at least per turn. Usually go into a Borosward or something else if you have a Dill. And last card, Draconian Divine Lance, really needed with Romulus. Great card. specialing from, not even specialings, attaching from deck, which leads to a special. So it can't really be ashed effectively, which is great. Lesser opponents who don't really know the matchup that well will make a mistake a lot with trying to ash on the Divine Lance instead of the Romulus, but hey, it works out, especially if you would chain block the Romulus. For extra deck, we got 2 strikers for our Link ones, LP Pisty and a Synchros. Striker Dragon, you need 2 for a full combo. Some people run 3. I'd rather have the way my extra deck is set up, with being able to have Dill and everything else. You usually are left with only 1 card in your extra deck after turn 1, which is a little rough for follow-up plays, but your 1 left card is pretty nice. LP Pisty, they go together really well. Guard Dragons, LP probably getting hit on the next list if Buster Dragon doesn't, but hopefully they stick around to let this deck still be really nice and fun and powerful. Pisty summoning from Grave or Banished also does come up a lot. It's a great card too. LP from deck. Last but not least, Synchros. Super powerful card. Shouldn't have been printed in the way it was. Awesome. For our Link 2s, also powerful Crystron Halki Fibrax. We got Dangerous Dragon, Hexseal Heavenly Spheres, Union Carrier, Dragon Unite Romulus, and finally we got our Protector Whelp of the Destruction Sword. Protector Whelp, just your Link 2 to go into with any 2 monsters. Usually you're linking off your LP Pisty into this, or LP in one of your extra deck monsters. However it works out, this gets LP Pisty off the field so you're not restricted to dragons and go into your Union Carrier. Romulus, great starter card. It grabs you your Divine Lance. We're not ready to Dragon Ravine, so if you do open the Lance, it's kind of dead in your hand. Or this is kind of dead in your extra deck. However, it's still really nice to have. Link 2 dragons. Union Carrier. This card would never see play, today at least, without Buster Dragon being a thing. Buster Lock is just so good, it lets this card see a ton of play just for it. Hexseal Heavenly Spheres, another M-board card. Bouncing and getting to summon from deck, especially if you don't already have your Brotar out, is a great extender along with being an interaction with your opponent. Dill, great extender, great follow-up plays with it. Specialing itself from the grave along with being able to link off 2 monsters you need off your board is amazing in this deck. And then Helk. What can I say? It's Helk. You can get your Red Rose, you can get your Rocket Synchron. You can just get so much from your deck. If you side into things like Gamma, you can grab those too if you ever need them. Rarely will you ever, but nice to have sometimes. And the last Link monster in the deck, Borosward Dragon. This is what you typically don't summon on turn 1. Everything else usually comes out, or you only have this and like 1 other card. Borosword being your follow plays to everything, you'll go with your Boot Sector Launch, summon back your Recharger and your Tracer, get back your Dill, go into this, and it's a great turn 2 play. And for Synchros, we're only running 3. Metal Marcher, Herald, Savage. Metal Marcher grabs back your Phalanx after you used it, then goes right into Herald. Herald is very useful being a Macrocosmos along with a negate on field, letting you go into a ton of different things as long as you have this Herald up. They can't nib you. Or if they do, probably getting negated. And then Borrowed, another thing, worst comes to worst, you can put your Buster Lock on him. Typically, though, you're throwing the Buster Lock on the Levianeer if you have access to it. Along with being a massive body and a really strong negate, one of the best cards in the extra deck. Off with our extra deck, running triple Lancia, triple Dark Ruler, triple Evenly, and triple Gamma with the 1 driver for our 3 ofs. Gamma driver for your combo matchups, Evenly match for your spell and trap need removals for Altergeist, anything like that. Dark Ruler, you can pretty much play through having a Dark Ruler. You don't need to side anything else unlike Lightning Storm. However, sometimes you'll side an Evenly against decks like the Mirror or Infernoble if you really need it. And finally, we got Artifact Lancia. You can actually get this off of your Union Carry onto itself, then bounce it with your Erratic's Field to activate it during your opponent's turn. Really useful combo against Dino, because if they can't banish, they can't play the game. Finally got 2 1-0s. Duster, Pankratops, Duster for extra deck matchups. No, extra deck matchups for spell and trap removal matchups, and Pankratops for anytime you're really going second. It's a great card for it. Alright guys, thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you want more. Leave a comment recommending for whatever's next week. See you later.